Hello and welcome to your Mining Disrupt News Surge for Monday, July 14th, 2025. As always, everything that you see here is for entertainment and education, not financial advice. Keep in mind, that QR code right there leads you to tickets, which you definitely want to get, to the Mining Disrupt Expo happening in Dallas, Texas, November 11th through the 13th. Once you're done getting your tickets locked in to the biggest, baddest, mining-focused expo this side of anywhere, then you can like, subscribe, comment, do all that jazz. You know the deal. You're on YouTube. You've been here before. Let's jump right over to the numbers and we can look at, oh, look at this. We're in uncharted territory. No, we're not as of the moment breaking all-time highs, but we did that a few days ago. We are looking at a price of $117,000, which is good news, but it's also kind of sad news because it means that for the first time ever, well, aside from when this all went down, the big multi-thousand candle that we saw, you can no longer get any more than 850 sats per dollar as of right now. Hash rate is blazing. We're at 900.2 exahash average, roughly, for the last 14 days. And yet, we don't have a block for the last 22 minutes. All that aside, things are looking really good with 22,000 public nodes online, and priority anytime fees are just really, really low. This little bit of news coming to you by way of British Huddle, sharing the Elon Musk tweet where Renato Lima asked Elon Musk, will the American Party embrace Bitcoin? And Elon Musk said, fiat is hopeless, so yes. If you're here, you already know that fiat is hopeless, but whether or not anything will happen with the whole America Party remains to be seen. I'm not going to play this one in full, the clip. You can watch it down below, but it's basically what Samson says here in the text. Do whatever it takes to get to 259,259 sats. Why is that number important? Well, if every person on the planet of the 8 odd billion people were to have an equal share of Bitcoin from what's available, I think he calculates a rough number of coins lost. That's how many you would have. So if you have, let's say, an even million sats, 1 million sats, you have almost 4 times what the average person would have access to. You do the math. It gets exponentially harder for everybody to get a piece of this pie if you have 2 million or 10 million or a whole Bitcoin. But we're going to be talking about that 10 million point here in a little bit. People say it's enough to retire on. I don't know. We'll see. I have been witness to 2 prophetic type things. There was Josh Mann with his 85K call back whenever that was, January, I think, or April. I don't remember exactly when it was, where he nailed it basically to the dollar. That was crazy. And then this one right here from Stack Hodler on July 9th, he said, when you've been around Bitcoin for a while, you start to feel a breakout before it happens. And then I'm not going to go into the whole thing here, but then it happened. And he said, are you not entertained? We saw that massive 4,000 candle just go shooting up over the course of, I don't know, a half an hour or something. I guess that's not a single candle, but you get my point. It was a massive spike over a short amount of time. This article by way of Matthew Pines, he's the one that shared it, is talking about that 80,000 Bitcoin that moved around on July 4th. And it's an interesting read, I'll tell you what. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but here's what I would say the takeaway is. Make sure, please, if you are doing self-custody, which I absolutely fully embrace, I think it is the best way to be a Bitcoiner, please make sure you are taking that seriously. We were just talking about this a second ago, and Barack is here saying, unpopular opinion, a tenth of a Bitcoin won't retire you. Caveat, anytime soon. Let's talk about that here in a second.
Why are so many Bitcoins being bought by institutions, but it's not going up accordingly? Well, I hate to be that guy that oversimplifies things, but markets go up when there's more buying than selling. And markets go down when there's more selling than buying.
I play Magic the Gathering, and card prices are fluctuating all the time. Why are those card prices fluctuating? Well, some new deck has a breakout and people are winning because of this new card, and they found some new synergy and there's some new combo that people are trying out, and so that card price spikes. Why is it going down? Well, because that card got banned and now everybody's trying to offload it and sell it before it tanks even further. It's really that simple. The real boiled down fact of the matter is, if there are more people buying than selling, then you will see an increase in the price until a seller is found. Okay, nope, that's not enough for me. How about $100? Nope, not enough for me. $1,000? Nope, not enough for me. $10,000? Okay, I'll sell at that. Now, on that note, this is Alexander Leishman. I'm not sure exactly how you say his name, but he is the main guy at River, which is a great place to get some information about buying and selling because they're an exchange. And he says seeing more selling than usual. And you might go, well, hang on a second. If an exchange is seeing more selling, why is the Bitcoin price going up? Please remember, there are other places to get Bitcoin. So River is not the end all be all. That's just one place where they're seeing selling. Somebody else is seeing more buying. It's all a big global network. When there's more buyers and less sellers, price goes up until a seller is found. Now for my closing rant, that whole thing about is 0.1, a tenth of a Bitcoin, enough for you to retire on? The answer for the short term is absolutely not. Now, what about if Bitcoin was $1 million? Well, how much is a tenth of a Bitcoin then? $100,000. I don't know. Where can you retire on $100,000? Are there some places in the world? Maybe. Are you going to be able to live like a king and drive around in Lambos and live the most extravagant lifestyle? Not with $100,000. I don't think so. And then you've got the people that the real hyper Bitcoin maxis, which I consider myself kind of one, but I'm also a realist, that go, well, when we live in a world where everything is being demonetized and Bitcoin is sucking the wealth of everything, and we see the whole global economy changing right before our eyes, and we live in no longer an inflationary environment. Okay, whoa. Yeah, that's really nice to think about, but are we going to be seeing that tomorrow? Is that going to happen in a week from now? I don't think so. 5 years from now? I don't think so. 10 years from now? I mean, maybe. I don't think, even with Bitcoin at $117,000 and on a trajectory to break 200 this year, 500 next year, maybe $1 million before 2030, still not enough to retire on. There's a lot of moving parts here. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but a tenth of a Bitcoin is not going to be enough for you to retire on anytime soon. Unless you want to move to, I don't know, some third world country and eat beans and rice. Then, okay, yeah, maybe. But that's not my idea of a good retirement. I know nobody said good retirement. People just said retire, but we're kind of getting off the beaten path here. Remember, if you want to know about mining, and now is the time. I've said this, I've been saying it, and here we are. We're in uncharted territory. We're looking at 120,000 here in the not too distant future. It looks very, very close to us. If you want to learn about mining and how you can get a piece of this shrinking pie, this ever more valuable pie, you need to scan that QR code and get yourself to Dallas, Texas. I'll see you there, and I will see you next week.